It's going down like this, motherfucker.
This shit is crazy. The following
Nigga get mad. Say, motherfucker, what you mean you ain't gonna let me in this funky joint? Much money I done spent in here, nigga. I knew your mama when she was hoeing. Hump, baby. Shit, bet I do it over time. Fade that, nigga. Shit. Bet the bar, off time. Shit, boy, I'm trying to make me some money. Boy, I'm hungry as a hog needs slop Jesus. Shit, gotta be a Jesus, cause too many black folks.
For what he has, he says that the only way that we can solve our problem is to unite together among ourselves, among our own kind, clean ourselves up, rid ourselves of the evils that we've become addicted to here in this society, and try and...
Yes, he destroy black boys. If you destroy him as a boy, he'll never become a man. Yes, he destroy black boys. Yes, he destroy black boys. Yes, he destroy black boys. If you destroy him as a boy, he'll never become a man.
Joe feet. He looked down, seen his feet. The nigga went berserk, killed the monkey, threw the bat out the window, start kicking that bitch in the air.
Say anyway, but I will. The way quantum entanglement works is that you can take two particles, quantum entangle them, and then take those two particles and move them at any distance in the cosmos. And let's just say, for example, if you quantum entangle two electrons and you have them spinning in the same direction, and then you take one of those electrons and you shoot that thing out 100,000 light years from the original. If you then rotate the spin on the one electron, if you modify it so that its spin changes, the quantum entangled electron at any distance will simultaneously, in no time, switch its rotation also because they're quantum entangled. So these communication systems are taking advantage of this aspect of quantum mechanics that most people can't wrap their heads around, and this is what they're utilizing. It's just the new level of science that affords us the ability to communicate at any distance instantaneously. Can you?
You don't understand. It's cool enough just being cool, like I am.
Group of you together, you never can tell who's who.
I've seen a lot of black guys, Nipsey, but you're overdoing it. My eye, plus I'm in love with a bitch I can't stand.
I mean, TikTok. A lot of the white content creators on TikTok get all of their dances from the black content creators.
You're a philosopher? Yes. You're a philosopher? Yes. You're a philosopher? Yes. I think very deeply. You're a philosopher?
All in your business.
Hold up. You don't know nothing about that shit, bitch.
Damn white boys out there. Most of them is psychopaths and all that. They'll kill your mama's mama and you.
Decent white folk that still don't know they're racist.
What the hell you want here, hunky?
You got to pray to God and tell God your rent due. Any God that didn't know your rent was due ain't God.
So true, so true. Like I said, you go to the history of European civilizations, 250 years is how long they last before they implode because of their greed, because of their violence, because of an inability to let others be, including themselves. If they didn't have brown and black people to hate, they would hate themselves.
To the east. To the west. To the south. Above. Below. In the middle. Pontiac, and welcome to the Chocolate Mountain Show. I am the holder of the infinite sacred ball game that was created by the Hero Twins. And I am that one and only Galactic Daddy-O, welcoming each and every one of you to my galactic patio that reaches from Minnesota to the universe. Gosh, didn't realize I didn't turn off, let's see, where's my, okay. Didn't realize I had my mic open, so I know I made a bunch of noise. Coming on in here, James Gant, thank you for coming in tonight. My homeboy K-Rob that came in on Facebook, but I don't know if he's still there. And Dr. Sinister was happening. So I think the sounds play to Facebook, but if it's not, catch it later. But yeah. So what's happening, everybody? Thought I'd come on, and you know, I was asleep this time yesterday, but today I'm up a little later. And, you know, I'm going to give my picks, you know, and it's like, if I guess it's kind of like, am I supposed to parrot what everybody else has watched a million times? You know, some niggas can't wait to parrot shit. It's like, well, we got to tell you what the news says. Didn't you already watch it on the news? So why I got to repeat the shit if you've watched it on the news already? That just doesn't make sense to me. Well, it's the popular thing and you should talk about it. No, I shouldn't. You know, it's a motherfucker that went to jail and that's it. You know, we know what Hollywood is. And we know what Hollywood is capable of. And so why should we be surprised when debauchery is exposed? And the people that played in debauchery. Now we know all the parents that gave up their children to R. Kelly on the hopes that he could make them a star. Just like we know that Usher Raymond was living with Puffy when he was 13. Puffy, you know, the thing Kevin Hart caught him where Puffy admitted that Usher was sleeping with him in the bed and they wrestling in the bed. So, I mean, you know, this stuff has been exposed for a long time. So why should I talk about it? You dig? I mean, why should I really talk about this bullshit that you already know about? And I think that's what a lot of people want to. And, you know, like, and it's funny, the motherfuckers that really want fame and won't admit that they want fame. It's a lot, let me say that again. It's a lot of motherfuckers on YouTube that want fame, but the fame ain't came to them. And it's more than likely ain't gonna be come to them. What's my homeboy's name? Daniels, I think. A. Daniels. What is his name? But anyway, I know it was one person on here that was getting in his talking shit to him because what he said about his wife. But that nigga was on Fox News the other day. Now the nigga that was talking shit about him ain't been on Fox News, and I would dare say probably will never be on Fox News. But that Daniels dude, is that his name? Daniels? He was on Fox News. So, you know, now again, there's a price you pay when they bring you on these kind of formats. But, so it shows you people want fame. Now, people may fake like they don't want fame, but they want fame. And that comes from people that ain't never been famous. Now, I've never said that I've been famous, but almost all the football games I played in college was on TV. So my goal was just to let my parents see me play football on TV. That was really my only aspiration as far as sports, that people I knew would see me play on TV one day, and I made that happen. So if that's the only time I'm on TV, I'm good with that. But I think there's others that have higher aspirations. You know, they secretly have higher aspirations that they want to be on TV and they would like to be a star. But to me, it didn't matter if I was a star or not. I just wanted to play on TV and let my people see me play on TV around the country. That was enough for me. I'm a star in my own house. I'm a star with my family. And that's enough for me. But a lot of these motherfuckers pretend like they don't want to be stars. And secretly they do. And secretly they push, and they also try to connect with people that have a little more fame than them, even on this YouTube shit. But yet they secretly want to be stars. And so one way they find, or one way they try to get attention is by attacking people that have bigger platforms than themselves. And it's funny how you see the bigger platforms sometimes just, hey, all you got to do is let your work speak for you. Let your work speak for you. You dig? And so when I saw this brother, it was AD, is this Donaldson, whatever his name is, from Detroit. He's got a fairly big platform. I mean, I can't even remember the nigga's name. But when I saw him on Fox, I was like, okay, somebody's paying attention and he's saying something that people want to hear on a national level. They ask his opinion about something on a national level. So I thought that was cool. You know, when the YouTube people can break in and break through and be seen. Hey, Jamar, thank you for joining. I appreciate it. Appreciate you coming through. So, yeah, you know, I'm gonna do my week 3 picks. Last week I went 9-7, and you know my Eagles. Now, you know I made the video that shows, you know, the Eagles let the dude get a touchdown. You know, I showed that video. That video did decent. It got like 1,000 views, which ain't great, but it's okay. And, you know, it was obvious that they was going to let them score. But at the end was some bullshit. Barkley choked. Let's say it what it was. Barkley choked. But on the other hand, they did a Marshawn Lynch. You've been running the ball, getting 2, 3, 4 yards every time. And then you throw a pass play that if it's incomplete, it stops the clock, 1. So why would you want to stop the clock in any situation down there? Even if you went for it again, think about it like this. They run the ball and only get 2. They run the ball again, and even if they didn't get the first down, so much time would have been off that Atlanta wouldn't have had that much time to go downfield. And then what happens in games all the time when they play prevent defense? It opens up the game for short passes. It opens up the middle. When you throw the safeties way back, when you've been getting in their ass the whole night playing normal defense. So why wouldn't you play normal defense at the end? So again, we see the scripting going on. What's up, B. Brown Lee, excuse me. Thank you for coming. So once again, we see the script there. You run the ball, so it was 1:43. You run the ball. That's going to take 43. So what is it, 35 seconds on the clock? So you run your last play, and even if you don't get the first down, that's 70 seconds you can run off the clock by running 2 running plays. 70 seconds out of a 1:43. And if you get the first down, the game is over. So why not run it? Why not run it? Elmore Amaru Khan, also known as El Does It. Thank you for joining. So that's what, if you really wanted to win the game, that's what you do. When you want to really win the game, that's exactly what you do. You run the ball. That's, you know, we saw a replay, and it shows the script again. It shows the script. And so we see that, you know, it's you know, and it amazes me the amount of people that still think football is real. Like, they think football is real, think sports are real. That amazes me. Like 2 things that I didn't think that would exist as I got older. I really didn't think religion was gonna make it. I'll be honest. I did not think people would still be religious and still believe instead of know. But I really thought by now football would be just like wrestling. Now, if you do a deep research, football is the same as wrestling, the same license. It's entertainment license. And as a matter of fact, if you go into that license, there's nothing illegal about scripting your sport. That's not illegal. Scripting your own sport with an entertainment license is not illegal. Now, one thing they did to wrestling they haven't done to the NFL NBA, Major League Baseball, and hockey, they made wrestling go to the Senate. Do you remember that? And admit that it was scripted. I don't know if y'all remember, they brought McMahon up and they made him go in front of the Congress or Senate and had Senate hearings about wrestling. And what did they say? It's scripted. It's scripted. So, and people, wrestling is just as popular as ever. You can still bet on wrestling. There's still a money line on wrestling. That ain't went away. That still exists. The money line for wrestling still exists. You can still bet on wrestling. So just because they exposed it, and I've said many times, you know, the way to look at this that you know it's scripted is there's an egghead man in the room and he's making all the decisions. It's probably, I'm going to modify that. It is probably a bunch of egghead men in rooms. More than one. I always just thought, no, it's not just one. It's a bunch of egghead men in rooms looking at the vote, looking at the bets, and keeping ahead of the bets. So the scripts are not just set in stone. The scripts are moving too much. Now, basketball, of course, you know the scripts got to keep moving because, 100 and some points is going to be scored. So to say that they've scripted every point, we know that that's ridiculous. Football and hockey and baseball are a lot easier to script because they're more, the predictability is greater than what it would be in basketball. Because basketball, they're constantly scoring. But these other sports where they don't constantly score, a lot easier to predict, a lot easier to script. And so there's a basic script, just like, there's a basic game plan. Now, again, this weekend or last weekend, if you saw the LSU game, I mean, that was one of the most ridiculous called game in the world. I don't think when that number 5, and again, did number 5, I don't think it was a blindside block what he did to the quarterback because he just shoved him with 2 hands. Wasn't forceful. Quarterback turned around. There he was. Now, did he do it on purpose to get a penalty? Because he did 2 things that got 2 touchdowns called back. So more than likely, they used him as to call these plays back. Because again, there was no reason to do contact with the quarterback. He wasn't going to make the tackle. So that's what the NFL is. And that's what all sports are. They're not real. Now, I have my favorite team. I get mad, but that's why I showed, if you look at my short of the Eagles gave them that touchdown. And it's funny, even if you go back in days and you look at some of the old film and you see a dude dive, that's acting. A guy gets away and then a person just dives. I think a year or so ago, I showed where it was like the receiver was clearly, like whoever scored a touchdown was clearly gone, but the lineman had ran down, hustled down, and he dove. Where his dive, he didn't even have a chance. So that proved my point of people diving. That I call that movie tackling. It's like, and you can even see, like I was watching a play of Bo Jackson where they had the angle on him. Now there's fast people that can beat an angle, but this angle was like, no, you could have knocked him out of bounds. So again, it's scripted. Hey, you see Bo on a long run, let him go. Let Bo go. And that's what happens a lot of times. They when they script these plays, they want certain players to look good. Now, one player that to me was hard to script was Eric Dickerson. Straight up and down. Look at all his films. Not tricking anybody, not making anybody miss, just outrunning people. Just outrunning people. That's why I never thought he'd make a good pro, because I watched how he played in college. Straight up and down runner. Never, he had zero shiftiness. And I think that's why they hurt Gale Sayers on purpose. I think Gale turned the script, because Gale was think about this like this. Gale was all pro 5 years in a row. Not because right now they want to push all-star, Pro Bowl selection. No, that's not the top achievement. In football, the top achievement is making one of the 3 all-pro teams. Gale Sayers was all-pro 5 years in a row. And somewhere in the script, they was like, we need to hurt this guy. We need to hurt this guy. That's another reason when Ali got stripped. They was like, time will take away his skill because his skill is so much better than everybody else. So we'll use time to take away that skill. Then we'll bring him back in here where it's even. Because I don't think there's anybody that can argue if Ali fights Joe Frazier in 67, 68, it's no contest. It's no way he could have came boring in at that time when Ali had all the skills. And Ali had a skill where he could back up. He could back up and hit you. Like if you watch when he, and more than likely the second Sonny Liston fight, well, both Sonny Liston fights were probably fixed, but the skill set of what he did was still there because he did it to Big Cat Williams, where he's backing up and then he throws a punch hard as he can. He knocked Big Cat Williams out with that punch, and he hurt Sonny with that punch. Now, boxing is a little different, but it's like, you know, if you just beat a motherfucker's ass, you beat a motherfucker's ass and they let it go. But just like we saw Carnelo lose a fight, did Carnelo get beat up? I don't think anybody can say in that fight Carnelo got beat up. Now, did he get outpointed? That's subjective. Now, dude was hitting him with, that dude had a nice 7-8 punch combo, but it's very subjective. And then we see the WWNA with O'Malley, where he just had hip surgery. Remember they were saying he wasn't fighting enough, he really wasn't kicking? He's having hip surgery right now. He had hip surgery this week. So that tells you going into the fight, he was probably hurt. And that, for them, that's the best time. That's the best time. If he's hurt, it's not hard for him to, it's not hard for the script. He's like, okay, you hurt, so it's only so much you're going to be able to do anyway. So if you can dig where I'm coming from. So your hero ain't even a hero. And it's like I was doing it, and some people was arguing with me about, I did a thing on Elgin Baylor. And I got shit set up. So I really, maybe I can just, let's see if I can catch it out of here. Let's see. Okay. Let me see if I can just catch it here. If I can catch some highlights here. All right. Nah, don't look like I can find any highlights. Okay, this is my point about him. Let me just show this because I got some settings in YouTube I don't want to fuck up. This is Elgin Baylor. Go right every time. Go right every time. Not to say he couldn't dribble left hand, but go right every time. Every time he went right. I was just breaking down. Let's see if I can see any film here. I don't think so. I think these are just pictures. I don't think that I can find any film of him in this. Yeah, it's not giving me. Let's see. Dunking. Oh, here we go. This might be a little short. Oh, maybe right here. Okay. I think this might give me, let's see. This is not giving it to me. Now, this is a sweet looking move, but again, everything with Elgin was right-handed. Now, this is not giving me any highlights, so I'm sorry. Not giving me any highlights. But again, here's another picture. Right hand. Let's see, let's keep going. That's Bill Russell. Bill Russell was left-handed. See if we can find, okay, look, not dribbling, done pick the ball up when he's left hand. Oh, maybe this will give me some highlights. Nah, it's not giving me highlights. Nah, this is, but again, just look at this. Right hand dribbler. Maybe tomorrow I'll do some highlights or next time I come on. But everything is to his right. Everything. There's another picture to his right. See, there's no highlights in here. Yeah, I'd have to go to YouTube to get highlights, it looks like. And not to say he wasn't a great player, but it was like modern day. And this one's turned around. Ah, here's one with his left hand. Okay. Here's one with his left hand. But if we watch his highlights is all to the right. All to the right. See, this is the same picture with the left hand that I just showed. Same picture. But all his moves to the basket is to his right. To his right. So I'm sorry I have to, because I got my YouTube set up and I don't really want it. It took me a long time to get it. So I don't really want to. I was hoping I could find some film of him, but it doesn't look like I can. And out of this, let me see. Let's see. See if I can get some film somewhere else on him. This might, okay. All right, this is gonna give me, let me mute it. Okay, it's already muted. All right. See if I can make this bigger. All right. All right, watch his film. Watch his highlights. Right hand dribble on the left side. Doris Day. Watch this. Watch. Right hand again. Right hand. Did a spin. Okay, we don't care what you say, crackhead. We want to see film of Elgin Baylor. Okay, that's him. All right, we want to see Elgin Baylor going to his right. Right hand dribble to the middle. Nice move, though. But damn, show us his... See? Right again. Right hand, started with his right. Oh, gosh. Nobody cares what you guys think. But I know this is an older game and stuff, but it's amazed me, you know, with his skill set that he just would go to his right. Not to say he was a great player, but it's just like if you compare nowadays, look at this. Go to his right. They dribbled left hand, took a couple, but watch his power moves. His power moves, he just threw that one. But it just amazes me that this cat just really couldn't go to his left or just didn't go to his left. And the argument could be almost said of Michael Jordan, too. He preferred going to his right as well. I mean, if you look at what was called the Jordan rules, the Jordan rules was all about making him go right, making him go left because he'd rather go right. That was what the Jordan rules was about. Now, I never saw him wear number 20. Look at that. Right hand. He was one of the first brothers to wear a wig all the time, too. This is all a wig. And he wore a wig till he died. He was like, yeah, I'm always wear a wig. Look, to his right. Again. Watch this one. To his right. And he yacked it on. That was sweet. He yacked on him. So I think my point is well shown. I think my point is shown that Elgin Baylor he wasn't multi-dimensional. And I think when they talk about some of these players that they didn't have, the universal skills as what we have today. Now I don't know if y'all know who what is his name? Matt Gilchrist. He was ex-Spurs coach. Oh my goodness, he was horrible. He couldn't even cross over. I'll say this for Elgin Baylor. Elgin Baylor could at least cross over. Matty Gilchrist, that's his name. You watch some of his film, I mean, he is like, if you watch a child that can't dribble left-handed at all, that's what he was like. I mean, if he put it in his left hand, he quickly went back right. But it's like you see plays where he has to back up if he goes on his left side. You know a person that can't really dribble with his left, how they kind of, if they go to their left, they have to back up to keep the ball on the right hand. And that's how bad Mal Gilchrist was. This guy that played, This guy played college and pro basketball, so the game has evolved. The game definitely has evolved. You know, I always run into these odd sports. So they have a professional floor hockey league. Last Saturday, was it last Saturday? I think it was when I went to the concert Saturday. No, maybe Thursday. And they have a professional floor hockey. Can you imagine that? Professional floor hockey. And it's on a smaller, I think they actually call it broom ball. I think it's actually broom ball. So, where's it at? Now, I don't know if this story is cap or not, but I'm going to share this story. They say Dan Campbell selling his Detroit home due to security concerns. Lions head coach Dan Campbell has listed his Oakland County home for sale already and has already relocated after fans discovered where he lived. He has been the coach since 21, is not looking to leave the organization, but instead has safety concerns as fans discovered his family home. According to Cranes Detroit, Campbell and his family loved the property, but were concerned for their safety each time the Lions lost a game. The neighborhood is everything. I think it's Bloomfield Hills. The neighborhood is everything, Campbell said of the appeal of the house. There's plenty of space. It's on 2 acres. The home is beautiful. It's just people figured out where we live when we lost. Campbell has since moved to an undisclosed location after finding somewhere more private to protect his family. The home was listed for 4.5, and it was built in 13 and purchased by the head coach for 3.5. After he left his role, within 24 hours, the house being listed, the status changed to pending. So somebody, already wants to get it because he used to own it. A heck of a lot easier for us, he said, his new home. Fits the architecture we were looking for. He's adored by fans since being hired, but the head coach didn't want to put his family members at risk when Campbell joined the organization. Lion had gone 4 seasons without reaching the playoffs. Ooh, I like these jackets. Those are nice. And they're Nike. These are nice. He's adoring the blah, finished it 3 straight seasons, suffered another one. So when they lost, the people would be on his ass. So when he lost, people would be like, hey, you lost, and go fuck with him. So that is kind of odd. Let me see. Are they giving any prices? Here we go. I always like to talk about gold. I got a nice little stash of gold, but gold is up to $2,500. All right, so it went up $9. Silver is $30. So if you go get coins, you can get a pretty good deal on coins. And coins is a great investment. And platinum is $9.90. So platinum, now do y'all remember when rappers was telling you to get platinum, but platinum wasn't worth more than gold? Platinum was not worth more than gold. And that made silver real popular because people's like, it's like now musconite, musconite is what they're, is the cheaper crystal and not really diamonds. It's a crystal. But right now, I'm going to tell you how crazy the gold prices is. Gold over silver is expensive. 14 karat gold over silver is expensive. And that shit used to be less than $100 a lot of times. And like a silver chain is not the same as a silver coin. This is $9.92 compared to real silver. If you wanted to pawn this, you might as well melt it down and get all the real silver out of it. So, let's see. I don't know if y'all know this mug in the morbid news. A lot of y'all watched, what is this shit called? The Karate Kid. I guess this guy is my age. Maybe him. And he just recently died. Karate Kid gets loving from Cobra Kai creator. He passed away at 63. Oh, this is Steve McQueen's son. Wow. He's most famous from the 80s and 90s. The most notable, starred in the first two installments of Karate Kid, playing the role of Dutch, a Cobra Kai student who was good friends with William Zabaka, Johnny Lawrence. He also starred in a number of other noteworthy movies. The 60-year-old confirmed dead in a statement given by his wife and children. It's very hairy heart that we announced the passing of our father, Chad. His remarkable journey as a loving father, blah, blah, blah. Exceptional talent, doesn't say how he died. Former actor's death had been an outpouring of love. So Steve McQueen's son, Woodward. I think his mother's name was Woodward, but Steve McQueen's son and Woodward. Merciless, dangerous through and through. That's what we love. He was interviewing his candidate, didn't know who Dutch was. It was an uphill battle. We brought unprompted, whatever. We wanted Chad McQueen to appear in the show. It happened a couple of times. His racing injuries limited his capability. So his father liked racing. This cat must have liked racing too. So it almost happened a couple times. Chad was torn, his racing injuries limited, but he loved the idea of playing again, his pal. They had so much fun together making Karate Kid. Before season 5, word got to us that Chad had decided he was all ready to join the party. And I drove out to meet him in person. He and his family greeted us warmly. He was unique and hilarious. He took us on a tour of his property, showed us blah, blah, blah. We left place. And yes, we dropped his name in episode 202 to keep the party fresh. We wrote a scene for him much later in the season. Dutch was still badass. The scene had pathos. Would have blown young John and Josh's minds. Unfortunately, Chad was unable to join us when it came time to shoot. At the end of the day, it wasn't meant to be. So he must have got sick before. So this is him in Karate Kid. But this is Steve McQueen's son, which, you'd have to look up Steve McQueen, The Great Escape. He played in, if you guys saw the second version of Magnificent Seven, he played in Magnificent Seven, the original Magnificent Seven. Joanne Woodward was his mama. So Steve McQueen and Joanne Woodward. I know a lot of y'all don't know who he is, so. So I'm going to do my picks just so you know. I'm going to do my picks for week 3. Yeah, I'm not going to stay on terribly long. So my picks for week 3 is we have the Patriots and the Jets, and I picked the Jets. And it's at New York. We have the Eagles and the Saints, and I'm going to pick the Eagles, even though the Saints are pretty hot. The Giants versus the Browns, I picked the Browns. Texas versus the Vikings, I got the Vikings. Browns versus Buccaneers, I picked Broncos, the Broncos versus Buccaneers, I picked the Buccaneers. Packers versus the Texans, I picked the Texans, even though that's a questionable game for me. Bears versus Colts, I picked the Colts. Chargers versus Steelers, I picked the Chargers. Dolphins versus Seahawks, I got the Seahawks. Raiders and Panthers, I got the Raiders. 49ers versus Rams, I've got the 49ers. Lions versus Cardinals, I've got the Cardinals beat the Lions at home. The Cardinals to win at home. Ravens versus the Cowboys, I picked the Cowboys, but I put a question mark, so let me come back to that one. Chiefs versus Falcons, I got the Chiefs. Jags versus Bills, I've got the Bills. And Commanders versus the Bengals, I am going to go. The Bengals are not very impressive. I'm going to switch that to Commanders. And I'm going to switch the Cowboys to the Ravens, even though the Ravens ain't played worth a damn. So I'm going to switch those two picks. So I got the Jets, Eagles, Browns, Vikings, Bucks, Titans, Colts, Chargers, Seahawks, Ravens, 49ers, Cards, Ravens, Chiefs. That's Raiders. Excuse me if I said the Ravens twice. That's Raiders, Chiefs, Bills, Commanders. So my first week, I went 9-7. The first week I went 11-4. So 11-4. Then the second week, I went 9-7, which gives me a total of 21-7. So far from the year, I'm 21-7. So, yeah. So we'll see how we do this week. And tomorrow night's game is the Patriots versus Jets. And I didn't look at the odds. Odds for week 3. What is this? Oh, here we go. So I'll read off the odds. See if it gives it to me. Blah, blah, blah. How to make NFL parlays. Where's the fucking odds? What do they say? Barkley's awful drop pass led to Peyton Manning reaction like he was the Eagles fan. Nowhere. They're not giving me the odds here. That's some bullshit. Let's see. Okay, here we go. Betting odds for every game is supposed to be. All right, so tomorrow night, the Jets are -6, giving the Patriots 6 points. So Jets at home and 6. That's a lot, but a lot of times when you see this 6, it kind of shows you they're not going to cover. So kind of when you don't see it completely 7, the Jets are not going to cover. The over and under right now is at 40. I would, over and under is 40. So that's not bad, the over under. Giants and Browns, again, we see, I'll click over to it. On the Giants and Browns, again, this 6 means more than likely they're not going to cover. So you might want to take the point in the Giants because this 6 tends to mean they're not going to cover. The over and under is opened up. It's not changed at 38. And that's, it has not changed. The Broncos are giving now. This 6.5 means Tampa Bay is probably going to cover. When you see this 6.5 or 7, they're more than likely probably going to cover. Again, when you see this line is not moved, so that's pretty solid. Over, under. I would dare say with the Broncos, under. The Bears the Colts are giving 1 point to the Bears. The Bears look horrible. Yeah, the Colts didn't look too great either. Definitely under. You see it opened at 43. I would say under. I would say, this one, they're not going to cover, and this might be a pass game. You might want to pass on that one. Packers and 3. This is concerning because they're at home and they're only giving up 3. The over and under is 37. The line is going up. I still think it's not going to be a high scoring affair with these two teams. So I would probably still go under here. Eagles in New Orleans. Surprisingly, the Saints going 2.5. Again, under the 3. I doubt they cover. When you see this under the 3, I don't think they're going to cover. I would think this is going to be a high scoring affair, but still 25 apiece. Yeah, I would say under for that one. Chargers are giving Pittsburgh 1. See again, under 3, under the 6. Pittsburgh is not going to cover. I think the Chargers beat them. And I think this one I would go over. Houston and the Vikings. So they're saying Houston is giving the Vikings -2. No, the Vikings are giving them 2. The Vikings are giving them 2. So yeah, the Vikings are giving them 2. You see this? The Vikings more than likely probably aren't going to cover, but the Vikings will beat them. Oh, no. So they're giving the Texans 2. Yeah, the Vikings take that all day. Vikings going to beat them at home. The Vikings going to definitely beat the Texans at home. The over and under 46. I would say this game has a good chance of going over. But yeah, the Vikings, I'm taking that all day. The Vikings going to beat them at home. Carolina Panthers and the Raiders. Again, when you see this 5.5, very odd number. More than likely not going to cover, but I would still say the Raiders are going to win. Over and under, you see the lines already going down. Makes me think this might be a decently high, but scoring game because it's dropping. And this dropping looks like they want you to take the over, so I would go under this game. Dolphins, and they're giving the Dolphins 4 points because they're going to have a different quarterback in there. So again, this 4 means they're probably not going to cover. Might only win by a field goal. What's the over and under? Yeah, I definitely take under. See, they're going up, so they want you to take. The line is moved up, so they're trying to show that they think showing you it's going to be high scoring. I doubt it's going to be a high scoring game. San Francisco is giving the Rams 7. And we got over and under going up. I would dare say this one probably will go up. I would probably take the over for that one. Lions are giving the Cardinals 3. I think I would take that. And we've got 51-52. Yeah, this might be over. I would say the over is probably going to win there. Ravens, Cowboys, 1.5 again. Not going to cover. This makes me almost want to change my bet back to the Cowboys. When you see this number, Cowboys might end up getting this one. I'm gonna keep going for the Ravens, but the Cowboys, they're not gonna cover. So they might be a field goal loss here. 48, I doubt. Well, I don't know. The line has stayed the same. They're kind of going high here. I would dare say probably potential to be over. I guess that's how you got to look at it. The Chiefs and Atlanta, again, there's 3.5. I think the Chiefs are going to beat them worse than this. I would say under here. Atlanta's not going to be that explosive. They just only scored 20 points, which would have made them under on this one. I would say this 5. I wouldn't trust this 5. I think the Bills are going to cover, but beat them worse. Jacksonville, I don't know if they're going to score enough, but I think I would take over. And then for the Monday, that's the Sunday night. Oh, Monday night, there's 2 games. Don't forget, next week, there's 2 Monday night games. I hate when they do that, but I think I can watch them on double screen. 7.5. This is very interesting. I would take the 7.5. More than likely, the Bengals are going to cover here. I don't know that I want. I'm looking at the Commanders scoring. I'd say under. So I'm not guaranteeing anything, but you have to look at it how you want to do it. But that's just wow. That's just what I would recommend. So it's just all fun. So, what we got here? Oh yeah, and they're benching Bryce Young. It says he's pissed. Let's see what they say. Bryce Young is pissed. He's pissed after being benched. Hell, you ain't played worth a damn. Now they're calling him one of the biggest busts of all time. Let's see. The Carolina Panthers have benched second-year quarterback and former number 1 pick Bryce Young ahead of their week matchup with the Raiders. He's unsurprisingly not happy with the move. Young, who will now back up journeyman Andy Dalton, an effective end to his tenure with the Panthers, is pissed. Fowler noted that the locker room is still invested in the first-year coach Dave Canales and believe that Daniels is the right player to lead the offensive attempt to try to save the season. The Panthers have roster issues across the board. It's unlikely to move Dalton will yield meaningful results in the win column. However, the franchise poor passing game couldn't get much worse, and a move to Dalton at this stage could perhaps help the unit see a slight bump in production. Regardless, Young was done no favors in Carolina with his offensive line, lack of skill. So the Panthers aren't totally blameless in Young's lack of production as a quarterback. Whether it's in Carolina or elsewhere, Young would continue to develop if he awaits the next opportunity. Well, right now, they've been calling him the biggest bust of all time. But again, it's unfair for a young quarterback. What is this about Bo Nix? Let's check out what they say about Bo Nix with the Broncos, because he sucked last week. Bo Nix was not guaranteed a starting spot. And after being taken with the number 12 overall pick, beating out Jared Stidman, who sucked, and Zach Wilson, who also sucked. Safe to say that Knicks and the Broncos have learned that succeeding against third stringers in a meaningless preseason game means relatively nothing when it's faced the best defensive players in the world later weeks. Though 2 games, the 24-year-old's completed just 59% of his passes, averaging fewer than 200 games per game. He has yet to throw a touchdown, is tied for league lead with 4 interceptions. The Broncos have lost both of their games thus far, managing just 26 points. The Broncos fans have reason to expect their rookie would get better once he gets more comfortable. This may be true, but it won't happen in week 3, and we have several reasons to suggest why. The Broncos will deal with some frustrating injury news with one of their linemen, Mike McGlinchey, being placed on IR, according to Rappaport of the NL Network. McGlinchey may not be the best overall lineman, but he's known for helping assist the running game. The Broncos are not able to run the ball at all. In addition, Knicks without his right tackle, the Broncos will have to face a red-hot Tampa Bay team that started 2-0, playing on both sides of the ball. So, and I'm glad. I can't stand the coach. I can't stand the coach in Denver, and he's getting what's coming to him. And let's be real. The only reason they let New Orleans win a Super Bowl was because of Katrina. Let's be reasonable. They wanted to infuse some cash into New Orleans. That's the only reason they let them win a Super Bowl. And you saw they barely made the playoffs, and the Vikings knocked them off 2 years in a row. So, yeah, not surprised by that. So that's really a lot of what I had to say tonight. Hey, Quantum Redface, my brother. And it's funny, my nickname growing up was Toby. You know, I have no problem telling my real name. My real name is Brian. And my mother to this day still calls me Toby. But my brother was the first one to really call me what people call me. Well, people in Michigan call me. They call me Tobe. And it's funny, when I saw my father in June, he says, when people ask about me, they ask how Tobe is doing. It's funny, that kind of. But my brother was the first to really start calling me that when I was still living at home. You know, he was the first one that would just call me Tobe sometime instead of Toby. So, yeah. But it's funny, my father was like, yeah, people ask how Tobe is doing. So, but that's something that my brother started calling me when he was young. I think 6th, 7th grade, he started calling me Tobe. And before I moved to Michigan, like hooping and stuff with all my friends, that's what everybody called me. Toby, you know, very few people would call me. I think the Battle Creek people would call me Toby more, but the Kalamazoo people all changed to Tobe. And people I met going through the years would all call me Tobe. And now I'm just strictly Brian up here, you know, because that is my name. My name is Brian. I just call myself Time Lord and Big Pontiac because, you know, that gives love to, you know, somebody that was in Michigan. And I think his name meant more than just being a car brand. I think it's kind of insulting in some ways when they take these names of great people. A person that hated the Europeans and fought the Europeans, and then later was killed by one of his own, you know, killed by one of his own people, but it was assassination for the European, you know, you can dig it. So I was hoping that Edward Bailey been coming on. He's been calling me the last couple of days. I'm sorry I've been busy, but I was hoping he was going to come on because I was hoping to bring him across, but not going to bring him across. Well, it is a full moon. Sorry I didn't come on last night, but you know the full moon energy is 4 days before and 4 days after. And so I'll share this before I cut to it. This is interesting. And I was meditating with this stone. This is Danburite. See if I can get the light off it to adjust. And what I was asking it to do, I was asking it because what all zoolites do is they're erasers. They're supreme erasers. I mean, they're one crystal. If you want something, if you feel that there's some kind of attachment, zoolites, and especially strong zoolites, can take attachments off you. Now, it's not quite up to Do I have any petalite up here, or what other zoo lights do I got around me? Right here. Now, I show that you have this apophyllite, and I've always put apophyllite as something to when I meditate, a lot of times I put myself these around me. Now, what's cool about these kind of pyramids, and this is interesting, when a lot of people talk about pyramids, a lot of people, again, in the Americas teach that you stand on top of the pyramid. Now, we didn't give all the energy like we did, like we gave them pyramids. The Americas gave the rest of the world pyramids, but they didn't really give them the full function of the pyramid, because again, the only place you see is terrace pyramids is in the Americas. I mean, that's really like, they taught you the mounds, when they gave up the mounds, if they weren't burial mounds, if they were ceremonial mounds, they built type of structures. You can look at the Shapiro mounds, where you see a ceremonial structure, which really represents the terrace. But I'll say this with these. Now, what's interesting about these, and I have big pieces of this, but what's interesting about these is, if you really want to get into pyramid work, that's not Kemetan taught, is to work with these kind of pyramids, because these kind of pyramids are one of the crystals that encourage you to come inside of the crystal, and actually will give you, how do I want to say this? They encourage you to come in this pyramid, but inside this pyramid are a lot of doors. That's the best way to say it. Now, again, the Kemetan pyramid just says that the energy's inside. But this kind of pyramid is actually leading a lot of doors. So if you're a person that has access to opening doors, this is something you want to work with. If you just concentrate on this, it's possible to get inside of this type of crystal. And then this crystal has unlimited kind of space-time. But yeah, so I wanted to share that kind of thing. And those of you that are into sideways scrying, that's another kind of thing that, if you sideways scry this can open up stuff too, if you have those capabilities. Now, I've said before, I have an urn back there that my female cat got killed and they put her in. But I was in deep meditation one time, and as I said before, my cats would try to join me, and it startled me the first time, so I laser blasted them. So for a long time when I meditated, they wouldn't fuck with me, so I had to apologize to them, and I was like, okay, if you guys want to come in, I won't laser blast you. And I've said this before, one of my cats came in while I was meditating, and it turned into a person. It came in as a cat, turned into a person, waved at me, and went through a door. I was like, wow, that was really deep. So, again, the jaguar is all about transformation. The cat is all about transformation too, especially in the Americas. The jaguar is all about the transformation. And I don't have my little jaguar man in here. I don't have any of the thing that shows the transformation. But it's all about the transformation. And so when you look at the omic and you see, let's see, you see the growling face. Here we go. Let's see if I can find it. That's not quite what I'm looking for. I want a better example, and they're not giving me the examples I want. Oh, but I was talking about Shapiro, and this is the kind of stuff they found in the Shapiro mounds. They found this in the Shapiro mounds. And what's interesting about the Shapiro mounds is they found the flat heads, the modified heads where you flatten the head, you know? You flatten the head in the back to take you out of the reptilian brains. And so this is what the Olmec practice, and this is what the Mayan practice. I might just have to go out. Let's see if Mass give it to me. And just look at the beauty of this. Look at, the Europeans broke this, but look at the beauty of this. Look at the beauty of that. But let's see if I can find a transformational. Here we go. All right, this is technically, this is really what I was looking for. Right here in this pose, and I think this shows it a little more. This pose shows the transformation from man into jaguar. This is the they call this the jaguar baby, but this is the transformation pose that you would go through going from man to jaguar. And again, we see it again. The holy man would transfer into the jaguar. And then we see it again here. This is the transformation. So, now there's a lot of different ways you can transfer, go in the transformation. Again, you can go into your ether body, because everyone can't physically transform. You can go into your ether body and then transform in the ether. Or while you're meditating, you can transform. Or even while you're lucid dreaming. It's very cool to be at a lucid dream and transformed into something. Like, you ever had a dream where, it's like you're running from a motherfucker, but all of a sudden you can turn into a bird and fly away, or you can turn into a jaguar and run fast away from something. Very good skill to have in lucid dreaming. Because remember, lucid dreaming, you're in control. Like, I was dreaming the other afternoon and I was like, why am I broke in this reality? That was my exact thought. I'm like, why am I broke in this reality? I can afford this. Why am I broke in this reality? So, but lucid dreaming, you have the power. And as I said before, if you have night terrors, you put this around you. You put this around your bed. You put these pyramids around your bed. That shit'll stay away from you. You put that around your bed, and you get this black kyanite. You put this in all the corners around your bed, and this shit'll stay away from you. It'll give you protection. And again, remember, like I've said many times, like when you dream, this shit is like super small. Super small. So remember, if you see that little black thing, it's super small. Oh, but anyway, so let me see if I kind of lost my train of thought. What I was going to say, make my point. Now I kind of forgot what my point was. It'll come back to me though. So yeah, and it's another thing is to write down your dreams. As soon as you have them, write them down. And then you can try to start, seeing what the world is trying to tell you. What is the world giving to you through your dreams? And it's just like, sometimes I give out the animal card. It's kind of the same thing. If you see certain animals, these animal spirits are coming to you. And so like one time I was meditating and seeing the opossum come up. So I got a spirit book that tells me, I don't think I have it right here, but it was like, okay, this is what it means. Or like sometime I see a turtle and I was like, okay, that means slow down. You start seeing turtles in your real life, it's be like, turtle is trying to tell you, whatever you're doing, you need to slow down. You see a deer every now and then pops in my backyard, it's caution, because a deer is very cautious. Caution, and again, if you're doing something, even though you want to be cautious, it looks like you want to go fast into what you're doing, because a deer also has speed. So it's the two things, it's be cautious, but whatever you're going to do, be fast about it. So, and odds of you seeing, but like hawks, turkeys. You know, like where I live, there's still wild turkeys. And they ain't them big fat things. They things that could fly up. Like you be in the woods and shit, turkeys be up in trees here. You be walking around and shit and you hear a noise and look up in the goddamn tree and it'd be a turkey. It'd be a bunch of them up in the trees. So turkeys can fly into the trees, at least the wild ones. But I think YouTube, I showed some pictures of turkeys one time. So time is it? Yeah, I'm not gonna go too late, and I do want to show the meditation aspects because some of you have said in the past you dig it. And again, you know, I'm vibing off the full moon spirit. I always take my crystals. I didn't take this one out, but I always take my crystals out, a bunch of my crystals, I'll say, and I let them stay out all night and get the full moon energy vibes. When I get done here, I'm gonna go outside. If the moon is out, which I believe it still is, and then charge this one up with the moon energy itself. And as I said before, the energy comes 4 days 4 days after. There's 8 days of where the energy comes. And right now we're under the harvest moon. That's why it's, you know, exceptionally bright. Because again, farmers, you know, when they knew the full moon, they gonna have a moonlight to work with. So that's why this moon is called the harvest moon. So. And this week has been hot all week. It's been hot up here. It's been 85 almost every day. Today was the coolest of the days, and it was about 84, 83. And today I went out to the Mall of America. I had to get this one. I went out there looking for this style. And this is called the Helmet Series. The Raiders is, if you are a Raider fan, get the Raiders. Now, if you are Pittsburgh Steelers fan, remember their logo is only on one side. That is sweet. The Raiders hat looks really sweet. If you're a Packers fan, the Packers suck. They didn't have my Eagles at my local store, but this is called the Helmet Series. This is a 5950, I think it is. Yeah, this is a 5950. This is a 5950. So, and when I go to the Vikings game, see how many had this one. I always like having the freshest hat when I go in, or one of the freshest. So, but this is the Helmet Series. This is just like the helmets. The Eagles one is cold if you see it on the internet. Let's see. See if I can show. Oh, here we go. Maybe. No, I can't find. I'm on 5950, but I don't see. Not being at a. Not that. I'm not getting into their website. Let's see. Maybe if I go into lids, maybe lids will bring it up. Think, oh, this is going to show me the stores. Not going to show me. Wait, let me see. Oh. These are snapbacks. You know, I'm not crazy. Fitted hats. Fitted. I'm not seeing the snapbacks. Let's see. Nah, see, that took me somewhere else. That didn't take me where I wanted to go. Official lid stores, Gary Price, hats and caps. I don't know if this is going to take me into it. Okay. NFL helmet. Let's see if that'll find it. It just shows helmets. Let me see. NFL helmet. Caps. See if that gets. No. Let's see. I'm not finding it. I am not finding it for some reason. Let's see if this finds. Ah, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. I like the San Diego hat. Now, the Mall of America had this one, and this one's sweet. I mean, this one's really, but I want this one. I want this one. This is the one I'm wearing, but look at that. They got it in the gray. This is cold. But that's nice. I saw this one. I like the Charger, but that's the Eagle one. So I'm probably gonna have to order this one. To get this one, I'm probably gonna have to order it. Bingo's pass. Don't like that one. Pass. I like this one better. Yeah, I like this one better than this one. I think this one's nicer. I think I would go with the solid here than that one. I don't know. I kind of like the all white. That's not bad. Seahawks kind of suck. New Orleans kind of sucks. Falcons, I don't mind. That's ugly. Everything Cleveland has is ugly. This one's not bad. Patriots, I've always liked that symbol, so that's not bad. Miami's pass. Seahawks pass. Tampa Bay pass. I like this Tampa Bay. Matter of fact, I got a Doug Williams uniform. I might have to get that one. I like the Jets. Don't like the Commanders. This is the Bears. Let's see. Let's bring this one up. Okay. See this, I like this. See, it's only got a logo on one side. This helmet is sharp. If you're a Raiders fan, this is sharp with only the logo only on the one side. See, it's not on both sides. See, it's not on this side. I kind of think that's sharp. Logo just on one side. Denver, I don't know. I saw this one. They had this one. Don't like that. Don't like that. This one's kind of okay. Don't really like that. I think of the two, I think I like the white better. Ravens, I don't mind that with the double stripe here, the black. Giants, not bad. Actually, I kind of like this one. I like this one better than this one. That New England's not bad. The Lions are not bad. Too much white. I don't mind that one. The Pittsburgh, the same. You got the on the other side. I like this one. I kind of like the Jags. Kansas City, pass. Don't mind the Houston Titans. Colts. This must be the Colts too. I don't mind the Panthers. That one's kind of sharp too. So, you guys know I'm a clothes guy too. So, so that's the helmet series. Yeah, but I'm definitely gonna get this Eagles one. Might just go to the store and have them ordered from the store. I get a discount on lids too. I buy so much. But yeah, I like this green one. Oh yeah, I like this one. Yeah, I like that. That's sharp. That is definitely sharp. I'm not a fan. And I'll say these hats are, they're knit, but they're light knit. They're not as heavy. They're not mesh, but they're not heavy knit. But you can see here the detail is pretty cool. This is all stitched in. So the detail is pretty cool. That's what I like about it. So, you're into clothes, that's something. But, that's my thing. It ain't got to be your thing. Whatever your thing is your thing. That's all. So I think this is what I want. No, I want this. Or is it this? Or is it this? No, it's not that one. It's not that. It's not that. Not that. Not that. Oh, where is it? Is this it? Shit, it's not that. All this work. Don't tell me it's gone. It is gone. Why did it go away? Shit. It's not that. Damn, it took me a while to find it. And I minimized it. Now it's gone. No. Damn. That ain't it. Crap. Well, maybe. Let's see if this will bring it back. It did not bring it back. Shit. Took me a while to find this shit. So I don't know. Maybe I'm not giving the meditation part tonight because I had it saved. I minimized it and it went away. Let's see. No, bring me back. Okay. Minimized it and it went away. That ain't it either. That's it, but I did all that work to find it. Crap. And I don't know how long it's going to take me to re-find it. Because it took me a while to find it. And I found it and was right, had it queued, minimized it, and now it's went away. It has went away. And for some reason, the most recent one I did, the volume, just on that one, but I found another one, older one, and see if I can find it again. Took me a minute to find it before because I wanted to give the meditation out, and she's really good. So if I can find it in a decent amount of time again, then I'll bring it up. If not, we'll just miss it this time. Have to have it next month. And I forgot to write it down when it was. Let's see. See if I can find it again. When the pressure's on me, it takes me a while to find stuff. Yeah, it's taking me too long to find it. I'm sorry, guys. I had it, minimized it, and it just fucking went away. It's not on the bottom of my screen for some reason. Open them up, other shit. I think when I opened up that other Elgin Baylor, it erased it. So, hey, PJ Allen, what's happening? Thank you for joining me. I don't know if you caught the hats. I know it's a little, if you caught the hats or not. This is the helmet series of 5950. Oh.
Now bring your...
Oh, okay. I found it. So for those of you who want to participate. Those of you, this ain't your thing, and that's okay too. But this is the one divineness. She has not gotten with me and said she minds. So let me get this. I gotta. Okay, this is when is it? How long ago was this? So I can mark it. All right. 1 year ago. What is this? All right. I'm gonna burn some sage for you guys, clear the energies to show you that I have no intentions of taking advantage of anybody that wants to, participate. Clear the energies. And for those that you want to participate in the full moon ritual, hope this helps. And those not, maybe tune in to me next time. So I'm going to take it over to my old self and one divineness.
So let's go ahead and, so my meditation is going to be different than 8 Winds. I usually do the meditation through the chakras, and then we ground to Mother Earth, and then we'll move out to the cosmos. Can you hear me? You good? Okay. So let's go ahead and have 8 Wind. Go ahead and mute yourself on that end. Thank you. All right. Let's go ahead and get in the position, what is most comfortable to you. I suggest sitting up because sometimes when you're laying down, you can fall asleep in a meditation, which is actually better to move through the chakras is when you're sitting up. But if you need to lay down, that is okay. The other thing that I would say is don't try to guess what I'm going to say. Just be open, be relaxed, listen to my voice, follow my voice, and we should have a good meditation. All right, let's go ahead and close our eyes. Palms up. We do the palms up to receive. And we're going to start with some breath work. So as you breathe in, you're going to breathe in through your nose, and I want you to breathe down to your belly. When you breathe down to your belly, I want you to expand that belly. As you're breathing in, I want you to focus on breathing in love and light. Then I'm going to have you hold the breath. And then after we hold the breath, we're going to do an exhale. You're going to exhale from the belly out through the mouth. I'm going to give you some numbers. We're going to count this. So as I'm asking you to exhale, I want you to breathe out anything that's heavy, anything that you're carrying, anything that is keeping you from your dream come true, from your wishes, your desires in your life, and give it to the Creator, to Source, to God. When we do the breath work, just relax. Just be calm. No worries, no stress. Do the best that you can. Don't worry about the counting. If you can't make it to the full counts, it's okay. Do you. Okay, let's start with the first breath. Breathing in through the nose. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now hold it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And now exhale from the mouth. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Good. Push it all out. Let it all go out. Next breath. Breathing in through the nose. Love and light down to the belly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And exhale from the mouth. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Again, pushing it all out. Good. And last breath. Breathing in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And exhale from the mouth. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Good. Releasing it all. Letting it all go. Now we're going to just do a scan of the body. So what we're going to do is we're going to start at the top of the head and we're going to move all the way down to our feet. I just want you to go through the body and release any tension, any stress, any tightness you may be feeling, any stuck energies. You're going to imagine it going down a drain, or you can just give it to Mother Earth. Mother Earth will recycle that energy. So don't feel bad that you're giving it to her. Just release it to her. Or like I said, just imagine it going down a drain, like you're standing in the shower and you're just washing it off. So let's start at the top of the head, releasing anything that is tight. Just letting it go. Let's move to our forehead. Any tightness in the brows, your eyes, letting go of any stress. Moving down to your ears, your cheeks, your nose, your mouth, your jaw, chin, releasing any tightness in the shoulders, going down your arms, into your elbows, your lower arms, your wrist, your hands, your fingertips, letting go of any stress, any tension, any tightness in your upper back, your chest, lower back, your stomach, releasing any tension in your hips, lower legs, moving into the thighs, the knees, lower legs, your ankles, your feet, your toes, just letting it wash away, just releasing it, giving it to Mother Earth. Now I'd like you to take an inventory if anything still feels tight, going back and giving that area some love and allowing it to release. Let's start now by bringing your awareness within. I want you to start focusing on bringing that awareness from your mind down to your heart space. Start pulling that awareness into your heart space. As you keep a light focus between your brows, not looking for anything, not stressing about it, just a light focus as you pull that awareness into your heart space. Just gently pulling it down. As you do so, I want you to listen to the sounds in the room that you're sitting in. Maybe the fan is blowing or the heat is blowing. Just allowing those sounds and not attaching to them. You may hear family members or pets in the background. Just allowing as you keep pulling that awareness into your heart space. You might hear some cars driving by. Just allowing those sounds to occur as you keep pulling that awareness into your heart space. We're just being. Nothing needs to be done in this moment. Thoughts may be rising in your mind of what needs to be done after this meditation or what needs to be done tomorrow. We're not going to attach to those thoughts. We're just going to let that energy pass as you're just being. As you keep pulling that awareness into your heart space. Not worried about the bills, the chores that need to be done. Not worried about the workday for tomorrow or for the rest of the week. Just going to let those thoughts pass as you keep pulling that awareness into your heart space. Letting go of any irritations you may have had today with things not going your way, and just allowing it to pass. As you sit in meditation, you may feel some numbness or tingling. That too shall pass, not attaching to it, or just being. Keep pulling that awareness into your heart space. If thoughts continue to rise, just gently pull yourself back into the heart space. Gently bring your awareness in. Now, being in the heart space, I want you to imagine a green lotus flower opening up. If you don't know what a lotus flower is, it's okay. Just imagine a flower opening up. This is where our love resides, in the heart space. I want you to move your awareness within the heart space, within that lotus flower. And I want you to feel that energy as it expands and moves in all directions. I want you to embrace yourself in that love, that unconditional love. And send out that same love to all beings. Now let's move our awareness down to our solar plexus. Your solar plexus is located about 6 inches above your belly button. As you move your awareness down there, I want you to imagine a yellow lotus flower opening up and bringing your awareness into the center of that lotus flower. This is where our will resides, our inner strength, our goals. Just move yourself into that energy and feel that energy. Remember, we're not doing anything. We're just being. Allow yourself to be guided. Now bring your awareness down to your sacral. The sacral is located between the hips, below the belly button, where our sexual organs are. I want you to imagine an orange lotus flower opening up. This is where our passion and creativity sits. Bring your awareness into the center of the lotus flower. Allowing that lotus flower to expand in all directions. This is where our self-care and self-love, doing the things that bring us joy, allowing yourself to feel that energy. Now bring your awareness down to your root chakra. This is at the base of your spine. Imagine a red lotus flower opening up. This is where our survival sits. Bring your awareness into the center of the lotus flower. As the lotus flower expands in all directions, feel the connection to Mother Earth. Feel the connection to knowing that all of your needs are being met and will continue to be met. Now, as we go in and ground ourselves to Mother Earth, I want you to feel yourself rooting into Mother Earth as I guide you down into the center. Just rooting yourself, letting yourself go, anchoring yourself into her energy. Bringing your energy down into both of your thighs, your knees, your lower legs, your ankles, your feet, your toes. Bringing that energy down into the ground, into the rocks and dirt, going down the multiple layers of the earth, going down to Gaia, to Mother Earth, connecting with her consciousness, becoming one with her unconditional love. Feel yourself becoming one with her. We thank you, Gaia, for the blessings and graces that you give us. We thank you for all that you do for us on a daily basis. We thank the animals, the plants, the birds, the air, the wind, the water, and the fire for their part in our human experience and soul's evolution. Being filled with gratitude and love, now bringing that energy forth, bringing Mother Earth's energy as she gives it to us freely, bringing it up through the multiple layers of the earth, Bringing that energy back up past the rocks and dirt, back up into the ground, into your feet, your ankles, lower legs, knees, thighs, root chakra, sacral, solar plexus, heart. Now move your energies up to the throat chakra. I'd like you to imagine a blue lotus flower opening up. This is where our truth resides, our communications with others. Feel that lotus flower opening up and expanding in all directions as you bring your awareness within. Feeling the energies. As we speak our truth, and we speak the truth with loving ways and loving words. Now bring your awareness up to your third eye. This is between the brows. You're going to imagine a purple lotus flower opening up. As you do so, bringing your awareness into the center as it expands in all directions. This is where our intuition or our connection to a higher self resides. Feeling those energies of being guided, of the knowings, of the nudges, of the visions, of the hearing, the whispers in our ears of what we should be doing to continue to be on that path. What is for our highest and greatest good, and for those who are around us and surround us. Allowing that energy to expand. Now bring your awareness up to the crown chakra. The crown chakra is right above your head, outside of your body. Imagine a white lotus flower opening up. This is where our connection to wisdom and to the divine creator resides. Feel yourself moving into that energy as the lotus flower expands in all directions. Allowing ourselves to be guided, knowing the truth that we are all one. Now bring your awareness up to the sun. Allow yourself to feel the warmth of the sun on your face, the life force energy. Feeling the energy of the sun on your body into each and every single cell. Bathing in that healing energy. Now bring your awareness up to the full moon, where the feminine energies resides. This is called the pink moon. This is a very powerful moon. Even though the full moon energies were the highest yesterday, we still have the energies for 3 more days. During the full moon, we do a release of letting go of things no longer that serve us, so that we can make room for the things that we desire in our life, which we plant during the new moon. This moon is also requiring us to be grateful for all that we have. For all the things in our life that we are grateful for, so that more can come forward. I'd like everybody to take a few minutes at this point and go ahead and say the things that you are grateful for in your mind towards the moon, and then also recognizing the things that you'd like to release and asking the energies of the moon to help assist with that. So let's take a few minutes and do a release and do some gratitude. As the moon goes through the cycles, to understand that everything comes in divine timing. Now let's bring our energies up to the stars from where we come, as they watch over humanity and its evolution, as they watch over us as we sleep, as we are all made of the same stardust material. Bringing your consciousness now out into the galaxy, bringing that awareness. Feel yourself swimming through the galaxy with your arms open wide, gathering up all that infinite energy, bringing all that infinite energy back down through the stars, through the moon, through the sun, bringing that energy back in through the crown chakra, into each and every single cell, down into your third eye, your throat, your heart, your solar plexus, your sacral, your root, splitting the energies again between both thighs, knees, lower legs, ankles, feet, going into the ground through the rocks and dirt, going down the multiple layers of the earth, bringing that energy back into the Mother Earth, connecting with her consciousness, with her love, her unconditional love for us, bringing those energies down to her, giving those energies to her too, so she can replenish herself. We thank you, Gaia. Bringing our energy up one more time through the rocks and dirt, through the multiple layers of the earth, bringing that energy back up into the ground, back up into your feet, your ankles, lower legs, knees, thighs, root chakra, sacral, solar plexus, heart. Now moving deeper into the heart chakra. Going deeper into the heart chakra, the bridge. The bridge to our spirit guides, to the angels, to the archangels, to the transcendent masters, those of the highest frequency and vibration, those for our highest and greatest good, to be with us now according to God's divine will and plan, and so it is. We ask that you light our path and show us our way. We ask that you make yourselves known to us in a way we can understand. We ask for your protection and guidance as we move forth, and so it is. Let's just take a couple minutes and do a silent meditation, and then I'll pull you out.
So it's quite this is quite fascinating. This is I was looking at my shoulders and I could see the energy and the I know she does
When you're ready, open your eyes.
that was outstanding. That was really outstanding. I forget how good this is. All right, that was the end of it. Thank you, One Divineness. Golly, like really she was, trying to show you the chakras. Am I too loud? The chakras and stuff, which is interesting. And One Divineness, if you ever mind me showing this, I will definitely stop. But thank you so much for giving me this jewel, because it clearly is a jewel that you give me, that you have given me as a gift, an everlasting gift. This was done over 2 years ago. It's hard to look at myself where I look, gosh, I had to be 60 or 61, depending on when is this, 1 year ago. No, this is more than 1 year ago. This is 2 years ago. 2 years ago. And I hope she's well. If I've said this many times, and I'm sure some of her followers kind of monitor to see. I just got the feeling that she monitors every now and then just to see. But she does not seem to mind. And so I thank you for this gift that I share. Oh gosh, I got deep into it. And I'll tell you, to get in a little deeper, what's interesting is, as she talks about your crown being purple, one thing I've noticed in meditation, when you hit the purple area, you're moving. Purple tends to be how you move through the ethers. So once you're able to move through space-time, when you see the clouds of purple, that's moving you through space-time. Purple seems to be what moves you to wherever your home is, because your true goal is to want to get to where your home is, where you belong, where you're going to go when you die. And that's really what you want to master. You want to start going now to where you're going to die, where the energy is going to go. I already been to where I'm going to go, what's going to open up for me, where my place is going to be. I've already been there. And that's the goal of meditation. That's the goal of moving through space-time, is you find the place where you belong when this is over. So you don't go to any white light. You're not fooled. You go to where you go. Now, one thing that's interesting, when she was talking about feeling the different parts, one thing that the Tibetan Book of the Dead talks about, and you should do this if you ever go under amnesia, you should definitely do this, is you should close. One thing that the Tibetan Book of Dead teaches you is that when you're about to die, you want to learn how to close all your orifices. So man or women, you have a vagina or a penis, you want to close that hole. You want to close your belly button. You want to close your butthole. You want to close your throat. You want to close your nose. You want to close your eyes. Now, I've said this before, the wall of death comes quick, but the more you practice that, it becomes natural. So when you die, all that's going to close like a vault. Because last time I went under, one thing I did is I made a mistake and didn't close my stomach. And something, sure enough, I got lucky because one of my guides was kind of there. So nothing really attacked me, but that's where it came from. I forgot to close my belly button. And what came through my belly button, but it was a guide, so I lucked out. So when you got quantum of science talking the shit about the Tibetan Book of the Dead, again, it's not saying that every part of it is relevant. It's not that. It's not saying that every part of it is relevant, that every part you can use. But these small things, and it's like if you're with a dead person, start rubbing their head, because you want to come out your crown. When you die, you definitely want to shoot straight out. It's a less experience. Come out your nose. If you come out your ass, it's a real less experience. You come out your dick, it's a real less experience. Your vagina, it's a real less experience, or even your navel. Your nose, eyes, it's not quite, you're not going to be fully charged going into the next phase. And these are just simple things to practice that they give you. So again, you can't attack work that you don't fully understand and that it sounds like you didn't fully read. It looks like, quantum of science picked and chose parts of the book and he didn't finish it. But you love that, you rub that person's head and you can tell them, close your penis, close your vagina, close your belly button while you're rubbing their head, close these things, close your mouth. Close your eyes, close your ears. I forgot to say, you got to close your ears too. Close your ears, close all that. And so when that person, and if you're rubbing their head, you can feel that energy come right out. You're helping guide them to where they're supposed to go, or their best chance of where they're supposed to go. So the more you practice this kind of thing, the more it becomes natural. That's all. But wow, that was quite a release. I need it. Now I'll say this, And I'll say this, she guides very well through going through the earth. But I'll say this, it's, let me see how I want to put this. What I found, and I'll say this, what I found is it's easier to go through portals that, or magical places that you know, it's, or like a lake, a river. Seems to me it's easier to go through those spots, to go through earth, than to plow straight in and to get to the crystal center. You know, there's a little shamanism I've studied works with that kind of thing. So I find it kind of hard to just plow straight through the ground. Now, the way she guides, kind of with her guidance, you can kind of do it. But I found there's a, and I don't even know if it's water still coming out of it now, but spiritually it's open for me. And I know my brother wouldn't remember this, but where between my great grandfather's house and my grandmother's house, there used to be a pond where my mother said they would skate. And when I was young, there was always what do I want to call it? It was always a stream of water that shot up in the air about so big. And this is what fed this little pond. When I was younger, we used to drink out of this pond because that little stream or spring that shot up always shot up. And when I was young, we would bend over and drink from this pond. But I only mention that because that seems to be an area that is spiritually open for me. So when I want to go into inner earth, I use that. And that seems to be easier for me to go in earth than just trying to bore in. Now, she does a great job. She makes it easier through her guidance. But when I have to do it, and a lot of times, how deep out do I want to get about this? Okay. So, how do I want to say this? So a lot of times, the only work you can do is you have to go to inner earth to work. You have to go, because even when you go to inner earth, directions still play a very, very big part. And sometimes this is the only way that you can go through certain directions, is going inside the earth and then going to those directions. If that doesn't sound too complicated. Because a lot of times you can't hit the realms you need to hit just by going to the ethers. A lot of times it seems like easier to hit these realms is going through the earth. And that's the only way I can really explain it. And again, you know, what quantum of science didn't understand is when you go to these realms, you know, you can meet what's called agreeable or unagreeable entities. Now, one thing that I disagree with shamanism is they say that, you know, you pick a demon and that demon can be your spirit animal. And I found out that you don't need the demon, that you can just deal with your spirit animal instead of calling the demon turning into a spirit animal. I found that you don't need that. And that's what shamanism teaches you, that you need the demon. And I don't think that's necessarily true. I don't think you need the demon, but you do need the spirit animal. And then again, if you come into an unagreeable entity, the Book of the Dead teaches you how to make that entity agreeable. You dig? Because a lot of these realms can be blocked. And if you're not at a certain level, you're not going to be accepted. You're not going to be able to go into this kind of thing. You're going to be blocked from going into this kind of thing. You're going to be blocked into opening up this realm. Because the Tibetan Book of the Dead shows you these different parts of these different realms, what could be there. And if you don't know how to make an unagreeable entity agreeable to let you go through, then you're blocked from going into that realm and experience what it has to offer you. And there's no other way I can say that. But Tibetan Book of the Dead gives you keys to open that kind of thing up. So you can go and get the work you need to do, get the information out that you need to get out. It's the best way I can tell you. I don't know any other way to tell you that. And that's how deep you can get into it. I mean, there's so much going on around us and under us and above us. There we go. I'm out the shot. And so these kind of practices, reading this information, practicing these practices can take you spiritually further instead of being limited. And I mean, even if even if you're religious and you want to go deep into your prayers, I mean, those are avenues too. Now, keep in mind, if you believe in Jesus, you believe in Allah, whatever you believe in, that's going to be there. Keep that in mind. So if you, even if you're a Muslim and you want to go deep into your prayer and you want to go beyond just your rug, and because again, remember what you touch when you're in Islam, you're touching your third eye to the blanket or the rug. So you're opening your third eye, but you're doing it while you're bowing down. And so you're going to go to Allah's realm. That's what's open for you. Now, most Catholics are taught and Christians are taught to, grasp their hands and, go through it that way. And to me, that's limiting. That's limiting because it's not going to open up all of it for you. You're going to be limited to your belief. Not saying good or bad. I'm just saying you're going to be limited to what you believe. So that's where you'll be. Now, Islam is a little different because you got jinn to deal with too. So that's, and again, you have to learn to make that jinn work for you or be agreeable to where you're trying to go in Islam. And there are practices also, if you want to go to the angels, the guardian angels especially, if you want to open that up and you concentrate on that particular angel. What was the movie? The Black Door? Was that movie called? And it shows you all the ritual that it takes to open that kind of thing up. I think it was called The Black Door or The Black Book. I forget. My brother would know. If he's still listening, he could put it in. But that book, that it showed you, all the different steps it took to go to calling that angel and bringing that angel in. And not something fake that's coming to you, something real. Because it's all created, so it's there because it's been created. And you can even say, once again, man create gods and then they worship them. And you can say the same thing for the demons. You can say the same thing for the angels, the jinn. These are all created by men. And so therefore they pretty much are. But the key is to get it to work for you. That's the key, is to get that to work for you. How long have I been going? Oh, damn, longer than I thought. And so those are the keys to really, and it's the same thing, and I will kind of say that, and this I did learn this from my brother. I did mention that I don't really use demons to go into the inner world, but what I've learned from my brother and learned from looking at it again is some of the demons are ancestors. Some of the demons have been demonized, put as evil, when in fact they were ancestors that had no tie to being evil or negative. I'll say more negative than evil, because a lot of the connotations of demons is negative. And so it's a way to deal with these ancestors, but you have to understand that they're more than what is just on the surface of what you learn about them. So I'll amend what I said about shamanism, because there can, you can work with these ancestors to, I guess, to go to Middle Earth. So again, I don't practice it a lot, so that's kind of why I'm reshifting what I said. But it's not necessarily negative to call on these ancestors, because what happened is when the Europeans came and started learning about these ancestors, they put a negative connotation about them. And through my brother's work and him showing me that these are ancestors and not something necessarily negative, they are something that can be worked on without being a negative connotation, or not having and again, it goes into making, if it sounds like it's unagreeable, these can be agreeable, is my point. They can be agreeable and not necessarily what you read about. You can experience an agreeable entity. And again, if you have guardian angels, you can call on that kind of thing, which is, and also your higher self, your higher energy, your higher being. You can call on that and bring that in. Get another opinion about yourself. Like, how am I doing? And then it's really cool. It's really cool what you can do. You can literally sit across from yourself. And what's funny is, when you're dealing with your higher self, it appears it will change to the different times in your life. Sometimes you'll be sitting there looking at a little boy, and the little boy will talk to you like it's a man. It's grown. It's your smaller self, because that's what's able to come through, but it'll be a adult voice coming out of your smaller self. Sometimes it'd be your younger, adult younger self. Sometimes you sit across from your oldest self. And I'll say this, a disclaimer, it's not guaranteed that you're going to make it to that older self. But that's all part of your spirit guides, or your higher self. It's all part of your higher self, is that you'll sit across from your higher self at a different phase of your times. And that's quite a powerful experience. It's almost like you're in the Matrix and you're looking at one of you. And it's going to give you honest answers. It's going to honestly give you the evaluation of what you're doing, and without really judgment. It's not sitting there judging you. It's like, you did this, you did that. If you have questions, it's certain questions it will answer for you. But these are all the possibilities. It's the possibilities of how high your imagination can go. Because that's one thing that, especially for younger people. Like, I grew up playing with G.I. Joes and shit, having wars, where Captain Nemo could turn into the Flash and Superman. And so really, that's one thing that my generation really helped, was to develop your imagination. Now, what happened to people behind me and younger people is the video game took away your imagination. There's really no imagination in playing a video game. It's mapped out and you want to go to a certain part of the map, but it's just reaction. You're not really opening up your full imagination as you opened it up when you were a child. Because that's a lot of times when you open that third eye as a child, playing in your imagination. And that's something that I think was taken away by the video games, and definitely by these phones and screens. That's taken away. And then everything that can be done to calcify your third eye and take all that away from you. Some people can't even sit in quiet. And some people need that noise. That's why some people sleep with the radio on all night, sleep with the TV on, want the fan on. We sleep with the ceiling fan on. But it's just a lot of people aren't comfortable in silence, aren't comfortable with their self. A lot of people just, that's kind of beyond them. Well, I think I've given all I can give. And I want to thank you for whenever you watch this. I hope it is helpful. I hope it gave you some cleansing. And you know, it's really like the spiritual thing. I don't try to throw it down anybody's throat. But as you see, I am multidimensional. It's not just all about sports. I mean, I'm lucky to be the holder of the sacred ball game created by the Hero Twins. I mean, a lot of my family were able to give me gifts. And so I try to pass on some of these gifts, even though they're just small little bit. I still try to pass them on to you without asking anything from you. I give freely. Never come on here and beg. Like I said before, I got it. So what do I look like having it and asking you for shit? I don't need a better camera. I don't need another sound thing. I got enough. This is enough to do what I want to do. This looks good enough to me. This 1080p looks good enough. I think I'm a little stronger on YouTube or Facebook, excuse me. So I'll be going over the picks probably Sunday night for sure. I don't know if I feel motivated, I might come back on here again. Well, thank you everyone for coming on. Hope you got some out of tonight. Definitely till we meet again. Much love to you, power to you. May this full moon bring you everything you got. Because if you're watching me, I know you got it too.